teachers, thanks for joining us for the teacher prep portion of this lab. I'm going to show you an easy, fast, and cheap way to do this lab using potato for your catalase. So for this lab, I have a blender, I have some potato I just purchased, I have some cheesecloth, I have a beaker here to catch my catalase, and then I have some DI water and some rubber bands. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this potato up. Now that I have it cut up, I'm going to put it in the blender. With a little bit of DI water, probably about 50 mLs to start. This isn't very scientific, it's just I'm looking for a little bit of the consistency, so I'll add it as I see fit. Do this right. Okay, now that I have my potato milkshake, I'm gonna take some cheesecloth, put it over a beaker here, and I like to use these rubber bands here to kind of secure it in place, make a little indent here, because I'm gonna try and get as much of that out of there as I can. Now it's important that we try and use the same catalase for the lab, so we make enough for every one of our labs that we're going to run with all the variables. And as you can see, we have a lot of that catalase showing up in there. And we're going to let it just drain out, and that's going to give us the catalase that we're going to use in the lab. Once you get it all in, you squeeze it all, kind of drain it out, let it settle to the bottom. But we're going to use about 2 mLs in each one of the hydrogen peroxide reactions. It's a better reaction, I find, than using the 100 micros, especially when you're using the potatoes. I'm going to go ahead and take the cheesecloth off. Hold it secure. See if I can squeeze a little bit more out. So just be careful, I drop it in there every once in a while. So just kind of force some of that through. Probably more than we can possibly need. I just will make sure. Again, since we're trying to keep everything consistent, we want to use this same batch. I know that I've used different batches in different days. It's not the best way of doing it, but in this setting, it'll be much easier. So in this, I used about 100 mLs of water per potato. And I'm gonna say we're pretty good. Okay, so let's run the lab, we'll run the baseline, and then we'll do some of the variables.